In 2025, the United States crossed a financial threshold no empire in history has ever escaped. Federal debt now exceeds $36 trillion, more than 120% of GDP. That ratio has preceded collapse in every major monetary power before it. During 2025, the U.S. government made a decision that expanded debt faster than economic growth. During AD 215, the Roman Empire made the exact same decision. Both chose currency manipulation over structural reform. Both delayed consequences instead of resolving them. And both set in motion a cycle that history shows ends the same way. So the mystery isn't if something changes. The mystery is how did we arrive at this exact moment? And why does the IMF now exert influence over 152 nations without firing a single shot? History has witnessed this precise sequence before. Empires don't fall first to armies. They fall first to arithmetic. This isn't speculation. This is 2,000 years of documented monetary history. Let's begin in AD 117, when Rome controlled the largest territory in human history. Over 5 million square kilometers across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Rome's economy ran on silver. 1 denarius originally contained about 4.5 grams of silver, but by AD 215, under Emperor Caracalla, that dropped below 1.5 grams. The mistake was simple. Rome debased its currency to fund military and social spending without raising taxes. Here is the pattern. Within 150 years of peak power, Rome entered irreversible contraction. By AD 476, the Western Roman Empire collapsed. Rome did not fall in 1 year. It fell in 3 phases. Phase 1, rising debt and currency debasement. Phase 2, government control over prices and trade. Phase 3, loss of confidence and collapse of real wealth. And that same 3-stage sequence appears again, but faster. Now, 1,400 years later, Spain faced a similar crossroads. In 1492, Spain unified under Ferdinand and Isabella. By 1580, it controlled much of Europe and the Americas. It discovered vast silver in Bolivia and Mexico. The mistake was that Spain financed empire with borrowed money backed by silver it had not yet mined. Here is the math. In the 1550s, Spain's debt was about 60% of GDP. By 1596, it exceeded 100%. Rome took about 150 years to break. Spain took about 60 years. Now moved to the modern era. Britain, in 1918, controlled 25% of the world's land and 20% of global trade. The mistake was that Britain tried to preserve empire through debt and monetary manipulation after World War I. In 1925, Winston Churchill returned the pound to the gold standard at the wrong valuation. The numbers are clear. In 1913, British debt was around 30% of GDP. By 1945, it was about 250%. According to the Bank of England archives, by 1946, debt servicing consumed over 45% of national revenue. By 1956, Britain lost the Suez Canal. By 1967, the pound was devalued 14% overnight. The empire was effectively over in less than 40 years. By the time Britain recognized the pattern, it was already too late. Now notice the sequence. In each case, 3 phases occurred. Phase 1, financial stress appears. Phase 2, Government intervention worsens distortion. Phase 3. Confidence collapses. This is not coincidence. This is economic certainty backed by 2,000 years of evidence. So how does this connect to 2025? Let's compare the numbers. Before collapse metrics, Rome saw silver purity fall by 94%. Spain's debt hit 100% of GDP. Britain's debt hit 250% of GDP. The United States now exceeds 120% of GDP. Inflation and currency loss. At late stage, Rome experienced price increases over 1,000% in 2 centuries. Spain saw prices triple in about 70 years. Britain lost over 75% of its global monetary dominance. The US dollar share of global reserves fell from 71% in 2001 to about 58% in 2024. If we position America on the historical collapse timeline, the US is now in stage 2 out of 3. And here is what makes this critical. In the past 5 years, 4 events. Mere history exactly. From 2020 to 2022, over $5 trillion were created. In 2023, interest rates rose at the fastest pace in 40 years. In 2024, foreign demand for US debt fell to its lowest level since 1994. In 2025, IMF emergency programs were active in 152 countries. According to the IMF's own database, as of 2024, IMF programs operate in 152 of 193 United Nations member states. That is 78% of the world under conditional financial governance. This isn't theory. This is 2,000 years of monetary history. The IMF does not invade nations. It restructures them. And now, we return to the question from the beginning. How did we arrive here? Because every empire chose debt expansion over reform. History reveals 3 potential outcomes. Path 1. Rare reform. About 10% probability. Like post-war Germany in 1948. Monetary discipline restores stability. Path 2. Slow decline. About 70% probability. Like Britain after 1956. Influence fades over 30 to 40 years. Path 3. Rapid disruption. About 20% probability. Like Weimar Germany in 1923. Currency collapse forces systemic reset. Most people won't recognize this pattern until phase 3 becomes irreversible. But you are not most people. You now understand what 90% of people will miss until it appears in future history books. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes with precision. The pattern is mathematically consistent across 12 documented empire collapses. If we understand the historical precedent, the next phase becomes predictable. This is not financial advice. This is historical analysis. If you want to understand these patterns before they unfold in real time, subscribe. New historical analysis every week.